You can almost hear the echo of history in this debate. Britain once built nuclear power stations with confident swagger, and now it stumbles over an overcomplicated French design. And the UK is digging deep, literally, into Suffolk marshland to create Sizewell C, the twin to Hinkley Point C. The pitch is seductive. Power to 6 million homes, stability against Russian gas, and jobs in the tens of thousands. Yet the blueprint, the EPR reactor, comes with a warning label from its own architects, phenomenally complex, almost unbuildable. And when the man who once ran EDF calls it terrifying, we should listen. The design itself is conceived in the shadow of Chernobyl and 9/11, and the EPR is a fortress with 4 cooling systems, twin containment domes, a molten fuel core catcher. Safety first, yes, but the design has morphed like a cancer into what one executive has called a monster. Flamanville in France, 12 years late, 4 times over budget. Olkiluoto in Finland, is that how you pronounce it? 14 years late. Hinkley Point C in Somerset, running 6 years late so far, 2.5 times over budget. This is the track record of recent nuclear power stations. Everywhere that this sort of thing has been built, it's been plagued with delay. And this time, with the British exposure, it's not EDF swallowing the pain. Taxpayers and bill payers will shoulder £36.5 billion of debt, with costs already forecast up to £47 billion. Is that really a saving? And there is a case for optimism, replication rather than improvisation. 85% of the design is identical to Hinkley. The workforce and the supply chain are already primed. Some lessons have been learned, prefabrication rather than endless concrete pours. Fixed designs locked in a year ahead. But 4 existing nuclear power stations are retiring. Renewables alone cannot fill the gap. Gas is volatile. And Chinese or Russian technology is politically impossible. The UK needs nuclear if it is to meet climate targets. That is the necessity of our energy requirement. But at £286 per kilowatt, is that right? Or whatever it is. Sizewell is costly. It's too costly. But not wildly out of line with Western builds. It is, however, 2 or 3 times more expensive than reactors in China or South Korea. So if you compare Sizewell with what's going on elsewhere, yes, it's overpriced, and the same EDF leadership that dithered at Hinkley is now at Sizewell. Promises of faster, lower level decision making remain untested. The problem here is our culture of management rather than our ambition to build something of significance. And also there's design obsolescence involved. Even EDF has moved on, developing a leaner EPR2, and France is planning 6 of these by 2038. Sizewell may well be the last of its kind, a technological dinosaur, before it even goes online. And this is a state-backed mega project. If it spirals further out of control like HS2, it's not a French problem but a British scandal. So, is the UK too ambitious? Of course. Perhaps fatally so. But it is also cornered. Without nuclear, Britain faces dependence on gas, price shocks, and a credibility crisis in its net zero commitment. Sizewell C may be the last of the EPR dinosaurs, but for Britain it could be the bridge between a fading fossil fuel era and a renewable future that isn't yet ready. It's an extraordinary wager to bet tens of billions on a flawed but proven design in the hope that by the time it comes online the lights will still be on and the carbon targets just about within reach. There is an element of madness in all this. There is an element of madness.